Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Romans chapter 12 verses 21.
Hello family, a very warm welcome back to the Lovystouch food channel. Thank you so much for coming back. In today's recipe, we are going to be making a very special
beans stew. Beans stew happens to be a staple in my home. I make it in so many different ways, and I'm so excited to share how I make it with my beef. So today we're going to be making beef and beans stew. It is so good. You can pair with so many sides. So please be sure to stay tuned. You are going to love this one. As usual, I am going to list each and every ingredient below in the description box. So please be sure to check them out. Alright, first thing first, I am going to go ahead and make sure that my beans is very clean. You want to go ahead and pick out all the unwanted ones, and once you're done with that, it is very important to wash your beans. So I am going to add enough water to soak my beans in. I'm going to wash it for about 2 to 3 times, and once I'm done, I'm going to soak it for about 30 minutes. But if you have enough time on your side, please go ahead and soak it overnight. Beans tend to have lots of gas, so soaking it for a longer time helps decrease the amount of gas that the beans brings. All right, so I'm going to now go ahead and boil my beans. It does take a longer time, so it's important not to add salt while boiling it for the first stage, but rather add a little bit of onions. It helps cook the beans faster. Okay, so I'm going to boil it for about 40 minutes. While waiting, I'm going to prep for some ingredients to steam our meat. Here I have my ginger, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of aniseed as well. I'm going to crush it until they're nice and smooth. You can choose to add any natural spices that you prefer. For me, aniseed is one thing I will always love to steam my meat with. It just brings out that beautiful flavor. I absolutely love it. So in my pot, I'm going to put in my nicely washed meat and my all-purpose seasoning, some chopped red onions, some salt, and then come my ginger and aniseed. This is the best combination ever. It's important to make sure that you stir everything gently together. Make sure each and every meat has absorbed all these amazing spices and seasoning. Okay, and you will also notice that I did not add too many liquids here. That is the best way to steam your meat to get that flavors busting up. So it's important to make sure that you stir very nicely and you start to cook your meat on a low to medium heat, just so that it releases its own natural juices. I know it might be tempting, but for the first 5 minutes, do not add any liquids, just to make sure that your meat releases its own natural juices. I went ahead to check on the beans. It was doing well, and as I said, this was 5 minutes later. Look at that juices that the meat has provided on itself. It is so flavorful, and here you can really smell the goodness of all the spices we use. So it's important to now add about 1 cup of meat, just to allow the meat to cook very well on the inside as well. Okay, and it's going to also release more juices out for your stock later. Just look at that. It is so good. This was cooked for about 20 minutes on a low to medium heat. Cooking your meat on a low to medium heat always does the magic. Look how juicy and just so tender they came out. So now I'm going to take them out, and the stock is going to be for the rest of the stew. Very nice. So we're going to now go ahead and set that aside and check on our beans. It is getting there. It's not all the way up there, so we're going to give it an extra about 10 more minutes. Mind you, we've not still seasoned the beans with salt. Okay, so while waiting for the beans to get ready, I am going to also go ahead and prep for my vegetables. I like to take out the seeds from my tomatoes and blend them with the other ingredients for my stew. Okay, I like to also cut the skin afterwards. That's always how I make my bean stew. I think it makes the process a bit faster, and it's also very easy that way. All right, so once I'm done, I'll go ahead and also chop few onions, get my ginger, my aniseed, a bit of peppers, and just blend everything together as you see. And I also went ahead to chop the skin of the tomatoes as well. Okay, so this is how we're rolling today. It is absolutely very easy. Once you get your time to prep for all your ingredients, once it's go time, it's just so easy for you to get things done in the kitchen. Okay, if you are enjoying the recipe already, please be sure to subscribe and also share with your free friends and family, because here the recipes will be coming back to back and you will love it here. I promise. It is so much fun here. Okay, so now we're going to get everything blended as I said, and then we will start with our stew process. And also our beans is nice and very tender now. It's nice and soft, so I'm now going to season it with the salt. I added just about close to a tablespoon of salt. Mix everything together and allow this to simmer for just about a minute before I set it aside. Now let's begin with the base of our stew. So in another pot, I'm going to add my oil, and I also chopped about medium size of yellow onions and added here. Mostly with my bean stew, I love to use palm oil, but today I tried it with my regular sunflower oil and it was a hit. Okay, so choose to use any oil of choice. It is acceptable. Okay, so I'll allow this to fry for about a minute, and I went in with some fermented lucost bean, that is the dawadawa. It just gives this extra amazing taste. You know, it is so good. I allowed that to fry for about a minute and added 2 to 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. Bean stew gets thicker and thicker, so you just want to make sure that you minimize the amount of tomato paste you'll be using, because it will end up getting thicker and thicker, non-stop thickness. We do not want that. I also went in with my blended ingredient. So for the blended ingredient, just in case you missed it, it contains some ginger, onions and some peppers as well, and a bit of the tomato seeds too. So I'll go ahead and cover it, allow this to steam for about 5 to 7 minutes while I will air fry my beef until they're nice and golden brown. Okay, so now the base is doing very well. As you can see, it is frying so well. So now I'm going to introduce my chopped or diced tomatoes. I use just the skin. This doesn't take too much time for it to get ready. Just mix everything together, make sure it's nicely incorporated, and I will now go in with my beef stock, going to give it all that beautiful flavors we need in our stew. Make sure you stir to combine, and again cover it, allow this to steam. So now I allow the stew to just fry for 25 minutes, and there we have it. It is looking absolutely stunning, very flavorful, and the aroma here is just so amazing. I am now going to add a bit of my all-purpose seasoning and then add my amazingly fried beef. Those beef were fried perfectly. Just make sure it goes in the stew at this point. Allow it to just simmer for about 5 minutes. It's a good way for the beef and the stew to just incorporate very well before you add your very nicely cooked beans. Okay, so at this point your stew is almost done. All that you have to do is stir everything gently together. Make sure everything is nicely incorporated, and you just go ahead and taste for salt at this point. It is the perfect time, as lots of the ingredients that we added here were cooked on the side and they were also seasoned on the side with some salt. So you just want to go ahead and taste for salt just at this point, and if it's thick, just go ahead and add a little bit of water and just easing it up a little bit. Okay, it is just so perfect. Now go ahead and allow this to simmer for about 5 more minutes and your bean stew should be ready. If you are like me, you love your garnishing, you love a little bit of crunchiness in here, go in with a bit of some chopped red onions for some color and for some flavors to bust up everything nice. We're done now, family. The stew is ready and we're going to go ahead and serve it with any side of choice. Today I went with some boiled yam. You can definitely pair it with your bangkung, your boiled ripe plantain or your simple white rice, and you will testify. It is such a great stew that goes with almost anything that comes in mind. So there you have it, family. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this recipe and you're going to give it a try. If you loved it, please make sure you give me a thumbs up and share with your few friends and family. And also, if this is your first time here, hello, my name is Lovia from Lovystouch. My main goal here is to cheer you up into making your own delicious meal right at the comfort of your home. I also love to share kitchen related motivational videos, so please come on board and subscribe to join the family for amazing new recipes every week. Thank you so very much, family, for watching once again, and as always, know that you are so beautiful just the way you are. I will see you in my next one. Have a blessed day. Bye.